Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the greatest stream on the planet. Today we're gonna be finishing up, not really finishing, but working more on Venom. Generally speaking, you don't finish a model in a total of under 6 hours. Not something like this anyway, but we're gonna do what we can do. We're gonna get done as much as we can get done, and we'll go from there. So, if you guys remember yesterday, we got it to this point. I'll do a quick recap as far as what we did by simply going over the undo history. You can see I adjusted a little bit since then even, but that's going to give you a good enough of an idea. There's not much of a difference since then, so it's all good. Okay, so this is what we did yesterday. I'm going to just run through the undo history, so it's going to be kind of like flickery, but you'll get the idea. This is where it started, give or take. Hang on. It'll go. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I did that the other day before yesterday. So starting yesterday, this is where we started yesterday, and it went something like this. I'm gonna go kind of quickly, but you'll get an idea. Lots of adjustments, slight adjust. Oh, then we had some legs and arms. And then I sculpted everything out from there, which actually worked out pretty nicely. And give or take, after some little bit of tweaking here and there, that's where we ended up. Alright, that was 3 hours worth of work in about 30 seconds. And we're going to work on this version because I already cut the feet off and stuff like that. Which version of Venom are you basing it on? I'm not. This is my original, just whatever I wanted to do kind of thing. Love the channel. Thanks, Jay. Just purchased this bodysuit for the Marvel Legends Cyclops figure, and it makes him look like a Mezco. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I think many of your viewers would like to see a review. Oh, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. That looks terrible as far as I'm concerned. It's not made to fit properly. The body's not sculpted to have a bodysuit over it. The articulation's not engineered for a bodysuit over it. No way. 100% no. I don't like Mezco and they're made for it. Definitely don't want a bodysuit on top of my Marvel Legends. I had more leftover tacos for dinner, so I'm probably going to be drinking a lot because saltiness. Anyway, what we're gonna do is go through and just make sure all of the pieces are like kind of the right shape and all the deets are how we want them, and then we can go through and actually add the details in a little bit more in like a final way. But as you can see, it's still very chunky looking. I mean, you can see it looks like muscle striations because that's how it's designed to look, but we don't want it to look like that. I will watch the Venom movie, yes sir. When are you gonna see Venom? Probably Monday. I had to give it time. Alright, there is one thing I want to do though. I want to adjust a couple of things here and see how it looks. So we're gonna hide the hands so I can just see what I'm doing a little bit. Oh, we want to have symmetry on. There, we'll hide that stuff for now. Hey, what's up, Mike? And I want to bring the legs back a little bit. That's not what I want to do. I want to bring the legs back a little bit. Oh my gosh. Can I hit the right button, please? Goodness gracious. Alright, here we go. I want to bring the legs back a little bit, as I was saying. And this will take some adjustments afterwards, of course. But I want to stand him up straight. A little bit straighter. Which is not that big of a deal to do, so we're going to do it. Right around there. Looks awesome, thanks man. Or woman, I don't know what you are. Statistically speaking, you're probably a man. Alright. There we go. Now his legs are straightened out a little bit. That's going to be helpful. Making him look okay. Look better. He's still hunched a little bit, but that's okay. I suppose if I had to pick a symbiote, it would be Venom. You predict Venom is going to be awesome, or do you think it'll suck? I think it's going to suck. I think it will suck. I hope it doesn't suck, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it will. Okay, so we just need to kind of go through and go over everything to make everything the right shape. It can be slightly more tedious than yesterday. Yesterday we got to work kind of loose and fast, but today we're gonna go and make it look right. And as always, I'm happy to discuss with you guys anything you'd like to discuss in the chat. It's actually working properly today, so I can see it on my screen as I work, so I'll be able to respond a lot more promptly, which is good. Being able to actually communicate with the audience is one of the key features of live streaming, so it's nice when it actually works properly. The API is connected. Hey, with San Diego, you made it. First, I'm just using the move tool to just kind of adjust some stuff, and then I'll go through with actual sculpts and do that. If I was going to see Venom on release, I'd have seen it, or I'll be seeing it tonight, but no, I'm not. Guys, I'm happy to answer questions, but we can't just do nothing but constant questions. One, I'm gonna go crazy, and two, there's too many of you asking them for me to answer them. So let's keep the questions less generic. If you want to see generic questions answered, check out my Q&A series. Or wait until I do another one. I'll probably be doing a live one at some point. I think once we hit 150,000 subs, we'll do a live one. Is there a way to get a student version of ZBrush that's longer than 40 days? Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the 40-day thing is. That sounds just like your trial. I don't know what you're talking about specifically, so I can't say for sure. But there's a free version of ZBrush, which is called Sculptress. But then there's also a student version of ZBrush, but I don't know what the student version's like. Like, I never used a student version, so I can't really say. I wanted to try this and see. Yeah, that's a little better. Slightly broader torso. Just a touch. Yeah. Thanks, Adam. Well, that's the idea. Somebody commented on one of my videos today, and I don't think I don't think at all that they meant it as an insult or anything, but they were commenting on one of my customs, and they were like, your customs are so good, they almost look better than the retail figures. So, I mean, like, that's technically, I mean, that he wasn't trying to make it an insult, but that is technically an insult. For sure. I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, point being, it should look better than a retail figure, otherwise what's the point, you know? You know? That's what I'm going for. Yeah, there's a trial and there's a student version. Maybe not on their website. Go to like Noveg, Novedge. That's where I bought my copy. It's an official retailer, or a licensed retailer. Sell this to Hasbro? I don't think they're interested. There we go. That's a decent stance. Hey, Carter. No, they definitely meant it in a positive way, because there was more comment to the comment. Like, the things he said, he was clearly trying to be nice. But I thought it was funny, because, yeah, if it didn't look better than retail, there'd be no point in doing it. So, it was like, he didn't mean it that way, but it was definitely an insult. That's like saying, you know, for an ugly person, you're kind of attractive. Without meaning it as a backhanded insult. Yeah, the Marvel Select one's pretty good. I have it. I have Select Venom and Carnage, and they both blow away their Hasbro counterparts. But the articulation's poops. And they're too damn big. Venom can get away with it. Carnage, not so much. Thanks, JCC. Right now, I'm just kind of going through and tweaking things I see that are like definite things I want to change. And then the little things, like rough spots and things like that, we're going to just adjust as we go. You know, you guys can contact these companies and say, hey, you should have this guy work for you. Maybe if enough of you do it, it'll work. It could happen, you never know. I'd happily work for an official action figure maker. Oops. Oops. Turn that off. I'm trying to move these inner thigh muscles in, but because of the way the tool works, I can't quite do it. So what I need to do is mask one side, move the other, and then we can mirror it over, and it'll spread them both out. Perfectly. When the figures are done that you sculpt on here, do you have them 3D printed, or is this more kind of a tutorial type thing? Well, normally the figures I'm sculpting are part of my action figure line, so they're going to get printed and molded and made just like regular action figures. This is just fun to sculpt, but I could have it printed if I wanted to. This is just like a practice thing and something for you guys to watch type situation. I could get it printed and have like a one-off Venom statue, because I'd like to pose this once we get it done being sculpted too. So that'd be cool if we could. Oops. That'd be cool to have like a final piece that's a proper statue. We're getting too thick. I don't want them to be that thick. I like that. I think that looks alright. Does he still have that hole in his crotch? I can't make my own Venom figure. I mean, I could, but I'd only be able to make one. Or a handful, I guess, but they'd have to stay 3D printed. Because I wouldn't have any way to get them made in quantity. That becomes an issue with copyright law. So, let's not get carried away here, children. But there's a reason we haven't even gotten to the articulation on my line yet. It's not a fun process. So, for something I can't actually sell to make decent money on, I'm not gonna do that. Alright, let's go in and kind of sculpt some stuff. Let's turn our Z intensity down to like 30. That will allow me to do a little bit more subtle work. Did you end up joining the Discord Marina? Yeah, I don't think I saw Marina on there. My brother apparently saw Venom, the movie. I got confused when I read his text at first. I thought he was talking about my Sculpt. He said it exceeded his expectations, which is good, but that also is not helpful because I don't know what his expectations were. So I don't know. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of going through and resurfacing the whole thing. With a much more gentle brush than the one I was using yesterday. Yesterday was like the block out stage, and today is the make it look good stage. Wong Win Pham, big fan of Venom. Cool. Well, I hope you're a fan of the channel too. We're sculpting Venom on the channel. Just for you. It's all for you. Yeah, this is gonna turn out nice, guys. I never get to do sculpts like this, so it's as much fun for me to do it as it is for you to watch it. Assuming you're enjoying watching it. If you're not, then it's entirely different experience for both of us. But yeah, I never get to do stuff like this. So, it's fun for me. Oh yeah, once we smooth this out, it's gonna leave muscle striations just a little bit. Oh, it's gonna be so good. There have been plenty of Venoms that are huge. So I think me making one that's somewhere in the middle is perfectly okay. Also, I can make whatever I want, and it's perfectly okay. We don't need to, That'd be like going out to eat with somebody and telling them not to order what they want to order. They can have whatever they want. I'm ordering off the menu tonight. Yeah, I'm not really worried about what the critics are saying, other than, well, yeah, that's the thing, is you can't really trust them because they say things are good when they're bad, and they're bad when they're good. So I don't really care what they have to say. Adam, you're right. I need to just scrap it and start over. It's physically satisfying. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, it's on the inside. Laser 1212. I think you're the best man. Where did I learn? Right here. I started this a year and a half ago. Sculpting in general, I mean. And that's that. Thanks. I bought it myself. Can't take too much credit for the shirt I'm wearing. I didn't design it. I got it at GameStop. 2 shirts for 10 bucks at the time. Don't know why they were so cheap, but they were. And this one is a good one for me because Mega Man's cool and all, but it says running and gunning since 1987, and that's when I was born. So I thought it was a fitting shirt, no pun intended. No interest in Red Dead Redemption, you are correct. Cowboy thing just doesn't do it for me. Mayfix, Spider-Man, and Venom. Venom has some really odd proportions, but he's clearly the best Venom we've seen in a while. So that's okay, I guess. I mean, not terrible or anything. Spider-Man looks really good. I hope he's not that teal color that he looks like he is in some of the images, because I personally prefer blue. But the teal one isn't, I mean, it's an authentic Spider-Man color, so... I'm glad these videos have returned to YouTube. Oh. After the stream. They always do. Oh, no they don't. No they don't. Are you talking about like yesterday's was available? That's because it was a different type of video. Like, I'll make this one available too, but I don't do all the normal sculpting streams because it would get probably annoying. Because they would be populating like they were regular content, and they're not technically. I don't want people's sub boxes to just get crazy. Kaiser, what's up? What's dude dot dot mean? Water. I could baby shake a man this buff in 10 seconds. I have no idea what that means at all. Also, this is Venom, not a regular Herman. What part of the body do you find most tricky to sculpt? Hands and feet suck. Hate hands and feet. I can do just about anything, but hands and feet are not fun. I mean, I can do them, obviously, but they're not fun. I'm not basing this on any specific iteration of Venom. Just kind of like what I felt like sculpting type of day. Glad it's all you. I don't know what you mean by that, but thanks. These hands are actually modified hands of the hands from my action figure line that I'm working on. I didn't want to sculpt hands yesterday because it would take way too long. Because posing the fingers and everything is just kind of monotonous. So I took one of the set of hands, which are like a style pose hand for the ninjas, and I just added a lot of bulk to them and added the claws. so that I could turn them into Venom hands without spending a ton of time. So if you like them, just wait, you'll get to buy them sooner or later. Do you use reference photos to get the muscles right, or you just go off of memory? 95% of this was memory. I checked ankles yesterday, and I checked... What did I check for? Ankles and... Oh, and right here, this area. But the rest was all just from memory. Once you know the major muscle groups... I mean, if I was doing a study, like making sure it was perfectly accurate, I would be using reference. But since it's Venom and completely exaggerated anyways, I can get away with things being slightly off. Not going to be particularly obvious or anything like that. But yeah, this is all from memory, other than the top part of the butt right here and the ankles. Because you don't sculpt those very often. I rarely sculpt bare lower legs, you know, or boots or something like that, or pants, or... And I just don't normally sculpt the upper ass. It's just not that common of a thing for me. I don't know. The cool way of doing it, or the cool thing about doing your sculpting like this is, like I said, once I'm ready, I can smooth it out and it'll kind of leave muscle striations behind if I want it to. If I don't want it to, it won't. But for Venom, I do. And I think that'll end up looking really awesome. It'll look like the symbiote's kind of like muscle fibrous. That is a really long cat hair. I've got some really long-haired cats, and I've got one really long-haired cat. That's annoying. You should really do a predator? I could. Have you studied anthropomorphic characters like a Ninja Turtle or Cyber Frog? Or have you sculpted? Yes, in fact. But it's basically the same thing as this with a different head. But I can show you something real quick. Let me save this. Let me save it real quick. Where's my folder? There it is. Come on. Don't have thoughts on Spider-Man 4. I don't have the game. I don't have that console. But I can show you real quick one thing we've done. And this was before I really knew what I was doing. It was very early on. So let's see how good it looks. It's probably not going to look great. But it's one thing we started one night. Yeah, it's still not very far along. It doesn't look too bad, I guess. All the parts are kind of in the right places. I don't really like that material. So we started on Battletoads one time, but I never really got very far with it. It's actually fairly similar to the Venom sculpt. Not overall, but in some ways. We also did a Charizard. We didn't ever finish that one either. What happened is these were all viewer request nights, and so I didn't have enough time to finish them off in one night. But we did get Charizard pretty far along, actually. Kind of like a more stylized, realistic Charizard to make him look kind of mean. He's fairly far along, I suppose. we do anything else like this ever? Blastoise kind of, but Blastoise is less far along than Charizard. Dr. Lovebox, you need to be far more specific than that. What's your take on these New York Comic Con reveals? I don't know what you mean. This counts as anthropomorphic, kinda. Not really. Very early on the sculpt on this guy. Kinda like how his face is coming along. I shouldn't have opened these files. I knew I was going to start working on them. If I did. The Marvel Legends. All I saw was Chun-Li and the ones that are up for or not Chun-Li. Wow. Jubilee. They both have Lee in their name. Anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. Have I tried working on female figures? We have one female. Again, very early in the sculpt. Where is it? What was the name? Layla, I think. It's got to be around here somewhere. H-I... There it is. I don't know. I don't remember how far we got. I'm using ZBrush. Spike Spiegel figure arts looks alright. Still haven't watched the show. Blanca looks okay. Nothing new from Storm yet. Marvel Legends, I saw Jubilee looks okay. I saw... there's the female. It's still very early on in the sculpt, but it's a particular character somebody asked me to sculpt, so it's kind of based on her body, but it's still very early, so it doesn't look bad though. I mean, I could definitely take it and make it look good. Anyway, back to Venom. Back to Venom. Oh wait, I guess I should probably show you guys Link since I showed you Ganon. What other Marvel Legends did they show? Let me think here. I don't know. I don't really care. So it's kind of like a stylized take on the Ocarina of Time Link. No, I don't have any Predator Hot Toys reviews coming soon. I don't know if you guys saw the God of War head that I sculpted back when God of War came out. This was just a, what was it, a 2-hour sculpt? Something like that. I never really do photorealistic stuff, so this is kind of a fun project. Next Berserk figure I'd like to see in the line. They've covered all the characters pretty much, haven't they? I think so. It's fairly accurate. I mean, it could be more accurate, but for 3 hours, I think it turned out okay. I think it was probably less than 3 hours, if I remember correctly. What happens when I render it? Oh, who cares? Back to Venom. Tried video game designing? No. It's not just something you can try. I mean, it's the same thing I'm doing now, except it's for video games. That's the part that's different. Alright. Back to work. Where was I? I was working on the butt and the hamstrings. Let's work on the legs. Oh yeah, Beta Ray Bill. I did see that. Yes. I'm not sure how necessary another Beta Ray Bill is, but what the heck. I do generally watch the Marvel Netflix series. I haven't watched the new Iron Fist because I think the first one was so bad that I'm not interested at this point. I think the only one that's actually good on its own entirely is Punisher. I haven't watched the second Jessica Jones yet either, because without David Tennant, I just don't see it being interesting. How many hours have I put in Venom so far? About 5? No, less than that. 4. About 4. Yeah, but how much is he in it for season 2? I think I like the classic Venom the most. Like the McFarlane style one. Not the very first McFarlane style one, the one that got a little bit more creepy looking. I don't like the big tongue hanging out with the green stuff and veins and tendrils everywhere. That's not my thing. I don't hate it, but it's not what I prefer. Basically what I'm sculpting, but a little less bulky. I'm just making it bulky because it's more fun to sculpt. I'm not excited to see the movie, no. I'm hoping it's good. I've heard from people that it's fine, that the reviews are not fair. But we'll see. Thanks, Docinator. You're not gonna get a sequel to Venom. Not from the same people, anyway. From what I understand, they're not making any more Spider-Man movies. Well, it's not good for the MCU for all these non-MCU movies to come out and then not perform well. Even if the movie technically is good, it's not performing well, and that hurts the entire Marvel name. Your average audience member isn't going to know that it's a separate thing. So, I imagine they're going to figure something out to prevent that from happening again. I'm just not really all that concerned with Jessica Jones. Lay off it, man. Even the first season wasn't like anything special. I don't care for the character, she's kind of annoying. I don't think it was the acting. I think they wrote her to just be annoying. Nobody wants to see a superhero constantly bitch about being a superhero. It was just written poorly. I don't think the acting's the problem. Well, I mean, I hope the Venom movie does well. That would be ideal. Let me check some anatomy real quick. Well, it was pretty stupid of them to do what they did with Venom. Not having it be on the Spider-Man first so that it has the white logo and everything. Like, how do they even do it now? I guess they're gonna have it leave him and go to someone else and then have the white logo. I guess that's possible. Okay. Colin Farrell throwing peanuts. Huh? What does that have to do with Venom? The new Joker is terrible as far as they've shown so far. Tired of everybody trying to make a new freaking Joker. Just do Joker. It might be fine. That might not be his final look or something, who knows. But as of right now, just make freaking Joker. Stop trying to be something different. Thanks, Raiden. My favorite character in the MCU? Iron Man. You talking about that TV show, Krypton? Who cares? Does anybody watch that? I didn't even know that was still on. I thought it got canned. I guess it didn't. Thanks, catch a kiwi. I was gonna go for like really weird looking pecs, but I don't think I like it. Nothing else on him is that exaggerated, so I'm not gonna do it. Undo button for the win. Well, yeah, that's why I was like, I can't imagine that Krypton show being generally successful. Who cares? That's just such a weird thing to make a movie about. Or I mean a show. Not a movie. But it's not about Superman. Like, I could understand if it was about Superman and people wanted to watch it. Fine. It's Superman. Lots of people like Superman, but it's not. So it doesn't make sense to me why it's a thing. I just don't get it. All-Star Superman is awesome. Maybe in the books, not the animated version. I don't understand Gotham at all. It's not even the right storyline. Like, none of it is reasonable. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't understand why it exists. It doesn't line up with anything. Toon, I made a top 10 list of figures I'd never sell. That would be a good place to look at for answers to questions like that. My favorite DC show? None of them. I guess if I had to pick Flash, they're all so bad. They're all shitty CW shows. I think the Bumblebee movie looks pretty good. I don't know about the whole Volkswagen thing. I'm sure that's not gonna last. That's not marketable to kids. I know you collect some Dragon Ball. Yeah, I have all of the Figure Arts figures. Did you happen to catch the new Broly movie trailer leak? I don't think it was a leak, I think it was an official post. But I didn't watch it, I just saw some screenshots. Alright, I think it's time for us to smooth some stuff out. Ugh. And I think my plan should allow us to save some of the detail in the texture and not the rest. But let's see. First, let me clean this up. Actually, I should probably work on the head a little bit more before we go on. No, I'm just doing my own. Shiloh, thanks for the support. Who would win in a fight, Blue Beetle or Venom? Venom. This isn't a figure. I mean, I could turn it into a statue at some point. I could turn it into a statue, but I'm not making this to turn it into anything necessarily. Have I ever sculpted Akuma? I sculpted a real-life statue, traditionally, of Akuma. It's the #1 viewed video on my channel. So yes. I'd like to sell that thing. I don't have any place to put it. Put a little wrinkle in that upper lip, just a little bit, since he's lifting it up. And his teeth are showing. We have to do the same thing for the bottom now. I kind of screwed it up here. That Akuma weighs, I think, turned out to be like 11 pounds. Something like that. Hi, Zeus. Hi, buddy. Hey guys, if you're out there and you're watching this, and you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that like button. It would help me out a whole bunch. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, that looks better. What are you changing about him in this video? I don't know what you mean. SA2 battle music. What's SA2? SA. Sword art? No. Nobody calls it SA. I don't know what SA is. Sonic. Oh, I don't know. Zeus is my cat. Yeah. I didn't name him. He used to be my brother's cat. He named him. Favorite Marvel character overall would probably have to be Wolverine. But I'm more of an Iron Man guy if we're talking. Well, maybe it's Iron Man. I don't know. I don't like a lot of Iron Man's story, but I like the character at like just face value. So, hard to say. That's why I tend to lead with Wolverine. How many action figures do I have? Around 3,500, I think. You need food, Zeus? I think I have to go feed Zeus. Yeah, I do. Is that why you just me out again, buddy? Hang on, buddy. I'll feed you in a minute. Well, the teeth aren't going to line up now because I've rearranged the face. But these are just placeholder teeth, so don't worry about it. Hang on, Zeus. Yeah, hang on. Hey, Sunbees, how's it going? I should save it before I leave, just in case a cat jumps up and ruins something. You hungry, buddy? You want to come up here? You want to jump up? No? Okay, I will be right back, guys. have one of these real quick. And I'll be right back. Come on. Come on, buddy. We'll get you some food. Not that you're starving to. Little porker. You little porker. Okay, I'm back. All right. I guess if I had to visit someplace, I'd go to Japan. But I don't... Traveling isn't something I'm particularly interested in. Jacob, welcome. Glad you made it. Nope, never owned a dog. Can you put on some metal music or something? Something is already on. Some of it's metal, some of it's not. I'm glad you made it, Doom Guy. Captain Marvel trailer looks like crap. And no, I'm not buying any more MCU Marvel Legends. That Captain Marvel trailer is one of the worst trailers I've seen in a long time for a good, like a big budget movie. I thought it was a terrible trailer. Basically just a bunch of gibberish. It didn't make clear at all what the plot of the movie was. You're not saying words. Did you like Venomverse? That's not a word. I don't think that's a word. Venomverse? I don't think that's a word. I guess that doesn't matter. Venomverse is a thing, I guess, but that's not what he said. How could I have known that's what he was talking about? Plus he asked it like it was something I had already talked about or something, and I don't read comics. I think that, well, he's got a lump on his forehead. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I'm not sure which version I want for the eyes. I guess that looks okay. You know what maybe would help? We bring that down. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the McFarlane Venom. the trick to it not looking like a dolphin is not sculpting it to look like a dolphin. I'll show you how to make it look like a dolphin really quickly. Because people don't seem to believe me in my reviews that they can't make a better head sculpt. Very easy to. There, I like those eyes. Which movie am I looking forward to next year? I don't know. What movies are coming out next year? I think the new Avengers one is, but honestly, they've left me a little underwhelmed in recent history, so we'll see. What else is coming out next year? I'm looking forward to things this year, like Alita, I think is going to be really good. If it's based mostly on the manga and not on the OVA. OVA is not great. I did watch the 90s cartoon. I don't know if I love those eyes. Maybe it would look better if these were smaller. Yeah, I'll go with that. Much better. Live action Berserk? I don't think I've heard of that. That'd be really hard to pull off in live action. Everything I do on YouTube, I do professionally. Well, that's because Venom's head is very much like a reptile. There you go. Fixed it. Actually, no. What we could do is just pinch it in right here. Give it that Marvel Legends look. And we have Dolphin Venom. Alright. I'll leave it like that. We could change it forever and ever and ever and not get anywhere. Alright, let's see if we can smooth some stuff out. I want to try a couple different techniques until one of them is what I want. Let's duplicate it just in case. Try the other technique, see how that works. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go. See how it keeps just a little bit of the texture in there to give it kind of like that muscle vibe? I like that. You're gonna get this doing customs? How are you gonna turn things on here into customs? Also, it's a $900 program. I don't think this would be an ideal situation for customs. But yeah, it's incredibly difficult. Look at the interface. Every one of these things has another menu within it. And then another menu within it. And another menu, and another menu, and another menu. And then all of these up here have different menus. With other menus. Well, that's the same thing that's over here, but all these open up into different things. I don't think I would consider this an easy software to learn. Am I excited for Smash Ultimate? Does a fish like water? I don't know if you know about fish. The answer is yes. Very. I mean, the very part doesn't go with the fish. The very part is for me. A fish very likes water. I'm most excited for Gino to finally make it in the game. Dope. For the little details, we'll be coming back in to do them. This is just giving us our main body. This is like a 3D model for animation. If I did certain steps as I went along, it could be used in animation. Same process. I'm not doing it for that, but same process. Same process as how they designed the Hulk and Iron Man and all the things in the Marvel movies. Waluigi's not going to be in it though. Yeah, see, I think that's a good amount of leftover detail, because Venom sometimes has like all the muscle striations like he is made out of muscle rather than symbiote, so I think that'll look cool. It does have Solid Snake. Little bug walking across my desk. Sorry, little bug. It will be the last Smash Brothers game until they decide to make more. The last one was the last one too. And now there's another. Yeah, Goku is a video game character technically, but no, I don't think they're gonna have Goku in Smash. I have not watched any Dragon Ball Super yet, so I have not finished. No, I don't believe anybody wanted Shrek in Smash except for, like, maybe one weirdo. You guys gotta stop believing what you read on the internet. Earthworm Jim would be cool, but he definitely wouldn't make sense. He hasn't had a game in forever. And I don't think anybody holds the rights right now that would be willing to do it. I don't know what I'll do with the digital asset. I might print it and make it into a statue. I don't really want to paint something like that, but I might do that. I guess I could sell it. There are places you can do that. I'm not really familiar with them, but I could. Yeah, you're a little irritated that Bomberman is not a regular character. No, we don't need Kingdom Hearts. Definitely not. Plus, they're all Disney assets, so it's not likely anyway. No, there are places for actual 3D model people, not just Etsy. Etsy wouldn't be practical. Why don't I like MCU Marvel Legends? Because they're boring. All the MCU designs are boring. Give or take. Other than Iron Man, they're all just dull colors. It's just blah. It's a shame they put so much effort into them compared to the regular figures. It's important to remember, though, that even the older Venom, even though it wasn't as crazy as it is now, he still had the tongue. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not in the very beginning, but he had the tongue fairly early on. It just wasn't all drool covered and slimy and gross, like they seem to not be able to avoid nowadays. Well, I've seen McFarlane artwork with the tongue. Maybe it wasn't in the official comics, but he definitely has done the tongue. Yeah, I'm not talking about the green goop, I'm talking about before the green stuff. Never been a fan of that. Well, I didn't say McFarlane made a bulky Venom. I didn't say this was the McFarlane Venom. I don't understand the conversation that's happening right now. All I said is I've seen a McFarlane drawing where Venom has a big tongue. It maybe wasn't in the official comics. I don't know. That's exactly what I just said. Yeah, thanks. This is my own take on Venom, just whatever I felt like doing. Personally, I prefer a slimmer Venom, but it's more fun to sculpt it this way, so that's what I did. I am making my own figure company. Guys, the streaming I do 3 times a week is me designing the action figures for my company. I don't normally do sculpts like this. This is just a fun thing to do since the Venom movie's coming out. Normally I'm working on my action figure line, which hopefully will turn into a full-fledged company. That's what we're aiming for. I recommend you guys check it out. Every Tuesday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. No, we're gonna start with Kickstarter. Investors means I don't have that much more money to invest in the company. Kickstarter means all the money goes toward the company and not somebody who's not actually contributing other than a financial way. All I have to do is pay myself and make the toys. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Ninja Turtles overall. I'm not like the biggest Turtle fan, which is weird because every time I review them, people accuse me of being a Turtles fanboy, and I'm not into Turtles at all. I mean, other than I grew up with them a little bit, so I appreciate them, and I have like, I don't know, maybe, no, not even 50. I have like 20 Turtles figures out of my entire collection. So, it's weird. I get accused of all kinds of weird stuff in my reviews. One day I'm a Marvel Legends fanboy, the next day I'm a Marvel Legends hater. It's just like, pick one. Oscar, have you seen what I'm working on at all? Because it's public. It's all out there. Yeah, that new Ninja Turtles cartoon looks terrible. Looks like Teen Titans Go type of bad. Like, they just can't animate anymore, apparently. Or maybe just kids suck, and that's why they make the designs the way they do. I don't know. Hi, Greg's Art. I should plug myself more before reviews? I'm not sure exactly what you're suggesting. That sounds kind of inappropriate. I know, I was joking. I knew what you meant. It just sounded funny. Normally I wouldn't make this completely symmetrical, but since I'm gonna have to resculpt a lot of it after I pose it anyway, and since I'm gonna be posing it, it shouldn't be terribly problematic. Yeah, I would suggest you check out my live streams where I'm actually working on the line. I don't really have thoughts on the demoniacal fit stuff other than I don't plan to buy any. Because at the rate they're going, Bandai's gonna have the same stuff released sooner or later. So I'll wait for official product. I'm pretty sure my buddy just sent me a box of stuff like he used to do. I'll be doing an unboxing of that soon so you guys can see what's going to be reviewed. I'm pretty sure he sent me some of that demoniacal stuff in there, so we'll see. If I could review it for you guys. I don't plan on buying any. Nope, I haven't. Okay, apparently you haven't looked at any of it. It's an entirely original line. I'll show you real quick after this saves. I'd like to do licensed stuff down the road, But I like to do more like niche stuff rather than just more of the same thing that everyone else is trying to make. I'd like to do things like get a good earthworm gym figure out there, for instance, things like that. But here, I'll give you a quick look, a real quick look at what I've been working on. This is just a sample. Work in progress, final images, or images not final, that kind of thing. Well, if you've seen the Ninja project, then that's the project. There's a quick look. Again, not final, just sample. All subject to change type of thing. But that'll give you an idea. I do know about licensing stuff. It's not difficult, it's expensive. Typically. Doesn't have to be, but typically it is. Well, the ninjas get to have samurai armor. I get to do both in the same line. Hi, kitty. You gonna jump up? The problem with licensed stuff is you usually have to give them like a certain percentage of what your estimated profits are gonna be. Or maybe it's not profits, maybe it's just total revenue. I don't know. But either way, you have to give the licensor the a big chunk of money up front. So that's problematic. Actually, I wouldn't want to work on Halo. It's too mechanical and stuff. Although if they gave me the assets like they did for McFarlane, so he didn't have to do any sculpting really other than make the articulation work, oh, I would turn that out. That would be gnarly. I'd love it. Alright, if you're not going to lay on my lap, you gotta go. This is starting to take shape. Yeah, Nintendo needs to wake up and license out Smash. Unless there's some reason they can't. But they really should, if they can. I mean, I know licensing's probably a nightmare for Smash because they're dealing with so many different companies, but they could figure it out. They're freaking Nintendo. I mean, get it done. Do you have any interest in sculpting Monster Hunter creatures? I don't really know anything about Monster Hunter, so I don't have any interest in that. I mean, I know about it, but that's about it. Be very careful with the elbows. Since I did that review, my buddy got one of those figures and his elbow snapped at the peg. So be very, very careful. If it's stuck, you need to be super careful. Don't flex it this way at all or it'll tear right off, because you have the hinge that comes out. So you have the elbow joint and then you have the hinge that comes off of either end, right? So this hinge has just a tiny little bit of plastic before the peg comes out. So the peg actually has almost no plastic to hold on to. The peg itself is butting up against the disc part. So if you flex it side to side, which is what he did, it tore right off. So be very careful if it gets stuck. My favorite movie so far in life? Or so far for a particular brand, or what? That's an interesting way of wording that. But my favorite movie is The Matrix. John's having internet issues. I'm very familiar with their engineering in general. It's just they change things a lot, and I don't pop apart every figure just to check. Not worth it. Doesn't really matter what the engineering is as long as it's functional. No, did you get somebody? Well, you know, that's what happens. Maybe, but making anime figures is kind of a pain in the ass. And there's already companies out there that do it. So I'd want to do more obscure, or not necessarily obscure stuff, but things that are not likely to ever get a figure without some weird company coming in like my own, trying to make it happen. Basically what NECA does, just for a different type of stuff. That's a tough question. I like doing organic sculpting like this because it's more like free. You can just kind of do whatever you want. However, I like the precision of the other kind of stuff. I'm OCD-ish. So, kind of a tough question to answer for me. No one's gonna get that joke, John. John can't hear me, I forgot. This is a 3D model. Fluff? Don't step on my keyboard. Well, the trick to doing this kind of sculpting is getting as much detail in as you can before you increase the resolution, because once you start to increase the resolution, it becomes very difficult to do certain things. But I think we're doing alright. I'm not going to worry about adding veins until we do... Actually, let's go ahead and just do it. Did you see the NECA upgrade predator? I don't know what that means. Upgrade predator? I don't know what that is. What do you think of Pound Z978 custom figures? I don't. No idea who that is. And even if I did, I wouldn't care. Don't pay attention to what other people are doing. All those old games were hard, back before people couldn't handle hard video games. Fluffy, you got cat hair in the air, buddy. The new Craven, the one that I already reviewed, or they're making another one again? They can't be making another one. I reviewed one not that long ago that was the new one. Are they really making another Craven? It's weird. All those games were pretty mediocre, but they're still awesome at the same time. Hey, you should watch my review if you want to know what I think about a figure that I just reviewed yesterday. That would be a good idea. Well, if it's in a 2-pack, it's probably a figure we already got. Maybe slightly modified. Oh. I don't think anything of it. Because I haven't seen it yet. Thanks, student Leon Robinson. Alright, let's see if we can make this work now. Let's see if this will work. Do I like the movie that just came out that I haven't seen? I haven't seen it, so I don't know. There's a ton of work that goes into sculpting stuff. And this is me rushing to get it done as fast as possible since there's people watching. Let's try one more. Is that gonna be enough? I want to try to get it as low as possible so that it's easier to pose. Sculpting any Transformers? Not likely. That's a considerable amount of monotonous work. Nobody would want to watch me do that. Definitely not. I would enjoy it, but you guys wouldn't. I think that'll probably work. Okay, let's see if this works now. Let's save it. I should turn this into Zangief or something else too. Save this body. Reuse it. It's just lean enough that it could be something else other than a crazy Venom. I do like Transformers and I do review them. Yeah, I posted on Facebook already about that. You guys should follow me on Facebook and Twitter and all the other things. That dense enough. Let's see how it looks when we drag a vein. Just as a test. This is only a test. Nobody freak out and think it looks bad. It's gonna look bad. Yeah, we need one more. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be able to get some right proper veins on this bad boy. Probably should put it in the right spot though. I'm not actually trying right now. I should though. I mean, I have to do more steps before I can do the veins anyway. But I just want to see how it'll turn out. It'll work out fine. Need to feather them out a little more than that, but that'll work. In theory. Cross your fingers. This works. I would love to see a 6-inch Venom made with the real skin engineering that 12-inch figures have. Ew. That's never good. It always ends up cracking. Maybe not right away, maybe not a year from now, but eventually it'll end up cracking. And also it still folds funny. At every joint. I did not throw away those Street Fighter Nano metal figs. I sold them on eBay. No, I gave them away. I didn't sell them on eBay. I gave away... No, I sold the, those ones that were supposed to look like retro things. I am not going to be reviewing any Studio Series figures other than the one I already have because I'm not buying them. I'm not collecting MCU figures anymore. I could use this body for Bane. Yes. Stop it, Randall. You're fired. It's a terrible idea. Especially at the scale that it would take, or at the, as thin as it would have to be for a 6-inch figure, it would crack in no time. And fold so poorly. It would not be good. Get that idea out of your head. If this doesn't work after all this time waiting for it to process, I'm going to be upset. It appears to have worked, more or less. That's good. That's really good. There's a ton of cleanup I need to do now. But it worked, so that's good. We're in business. It's a lot of work involved in doing stuff like this, guys. There's a whole bunch, and it's not all exciting and fun. Well, it's fun for me. It's probably not fun for you. What if we knocked it down a level? Yeah, that's pretty good. Doing this makes me want to make another statue traditionally. Now that I know more about what I'm doing, it'd be fun. But I don't know if I don't have the time. I don't plan to be reviewing any of the new movie Transformers figures. If that's what you're asking me about. Why did that happen? That's weird. Unfortunately, I can't just do those. It's kind of done for the most part. I review all of the Dragon Ball figures that SH Figure Arts, in the SH Figure Arts line. All of them. As long as I'm still reviewing, I'll be reviewing anything they make. I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this step, but I should have just, as a precaution, taken the steps to avoid it. But that's okay. We're almost done for the night anyway, so no big deal. Thanks, Ivan. Do they ever draw Venom where it looks like the symbiote is actually on top of the muscle, so you see like stretched fabric type of look? I don't think they do. I can't think of any examples in my head where that was the case. Thanks for the part 2. That's what she said. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Maybe we'll do a part 3 someday. I have to get back to my action figure line. So for now, this is gonna be it. Nope. I would not. Couldn't care less about the Defenders. And the best thing about the Fantastic Four is their villain. So, don't really care about them either. I'm really regretting not preventing this from happening in the first place. But what are you gonna do? I don't want to go back and start over. Not start over, but go back prior to doing all of this smoothing out. I don't want to do that, so we're just gonna live with it. Do I like Moon Knight? Never met him. Seems like an alright guy. His head's on straight. Definitely not crazy or anything. No. Classic Venom does not have toes that show. That's something they've been doing recently, which is gross, and they should never have done it. How could I be hyped for a game that we don't know anything about yet? All we know is that they're working on it, maybe. That's not enough for me to get excited. For all we know, it's going to be terrible. Worse than Halo 5. So, I'll get excited when we think it's going to be good. I mean, for all we know, it could be a mobile game or a free-to-play battle royale. I mean, it could be anything. But we'll see. I'm not trying to do any look for Venom. Just what I felt like sculpting. Can't get sick of Fortnite, never played it, other than the few times I tried it and it was awful. So, nope, not sick of it. The Harley trailer DLC. I don't know what that is, no. Harley trailer what? I don't know what that sentence doesn't make any sense. A trailer DLC. A trailer for DLC? I don't know what you're asking me. Yeah, what I did is I scanned my own body with the 3D scanner and then turned it into a Venom design. You're probably wondering why I don't look this bulky. It's the camera. That's all it is. Trick photography. I am this bulky, but I don't want people to feel bad, so I make it look like I'm just a normal guy. I said I made it look like Venom, so your joke about the face failed. Sorry. Well, it's just about time to wrap it up, I guess. I'll have to finish this some other time. Videos to edit and whatnot. There's a trailer for an upcoming Harley Quinn movie. You said DLC. Didn't you say DLC? I swear I read DLC. Which is what threw me off. Thanks, Tetch. Oh, you said DC? Are you sure? Either way, I haven't seen it. Yeah, they're making a Harley Quinn movie. It's not gonna be good, I'm sure. Seems super contrived if you ask me. The Harley Quinn movie's been planned for a while. That's not news. I don't want to smooth anything else out. I have to do the arm and the head and the back. I don't want to do anymore. I got most of the back, it looks like. I just have to do the top part and the arm and the head. At least it's gonna look cool when I'm done. So there's that. I'll probably color it. Oh, I don't really want to do that. Yeah, we don't have time to color it. Dang it. We'll mix that into one of the other streams. So now all of you people who never come around for the regular streams are gonna have to come back and hope that that's the day I work on Venom instead. Although I really do encourage you to swing by the regular streams. We usually have pretty good conversations, and I'm designing action figures after all. Also, if you haven't yet liked this video, you might want to give it a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. It helps me out a whole bunch. If you're on Twitch, maybe a follow. You never know. It could be fun. Will be fun. Guaranteed fun. Or your money back. What movie looks like Pitch Perfect? Oh. Well, it's all female cast, most likely. So, give or take, of course. Alright, we're done with the base sculpt. All we need to do now is detail work, which we're not doing now. Alright, we're done. Boom. I'll be back Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more sculpting. It'll be on the action figure line primarily, but maybe we'll mix in some Venom at the end of the stream to get it done. But that'll do it. Otherwise, what happened? Why didn't it go outro? There it is. Alright guys, have a good night, have a good weekend. I will see you back on Tuesday. Make sure you like and subscribe, send all your money, firstborn, whatever you want to do. It's all good. I appreciate it all. Thank you very much.